I'm Katie O'Brien.
I'm Hunter Maats.
And we're the authors of The Straight A Conspiracy.
Katie and I both went to Harvard together, and I was majoring in biochemistry, she majored in English, and after college we started tutoring just to pay our bills. And in the process of that, we kept on seeing that students had the same experiences over and over and over again that they thought were unique to them, but that the pattern was always the same. They just weren't checking their work, they weren't looking up the things they didn't know, they weren't doing the very, very basic actions that anybody has to do in order to do well in school. So we set out to write the book that we wish we'd had when we were in high school.
When we had the first ideas for this, a lot of it was coming out of the research and experiences that we were having with our students. We started by going the traditional route, and we, found an agent in New York who was really excited about our idea, and we put together a proposal and worked really hard on it, and we showed it to her, and she loved it. And then a month or so later, she came back to us and she said, okay, so what you've done is you've written a book about neuroscience for kids who hate reading. That's not a super easy sell to a publishing company. And we were like, fair enough. So at that point, she said, I think I'm going to kick myself for this later, but you really should consider self-publishing.
Obviously, when we thought about where we wanted our book to be sold, Amazon was kind of number one on the list. I mean, it's a pretty big place. But what really surprised us about it was just how easy Amazon had made it for non-traditional writers to get their books out there and really just given them the tools to create whatever vision they wanted, and then really let the market decide. And I can say, hands down, without a doubt, of all of the self-publishing tools, that the ones that Amazon offers are by far and away the best.
There was just so much support from Amazon all the way through the process, and it felt like, oh, anybody can do this. If you have an idea for a book, you just have to get it out there.
Part of what makes our experience interesting is that so many of our sales are actually from physical books, and we get schools that want to do, bulk orders of books, and, because of the tools that Amazon offers, we can offer them whatever discount we want. And so you have the freedom and the flexibility to play around. You don't have some massive inventory sitting around that's going to cost you a fortune. It's really simple. Somebody buys a book, Amazon will print it for you, and then they will put money in your account. So if you sell 5 books, great. And if you sell 500,000 books, even better.
Super great.
But it costs you nothing.
It really surprised us how quickly it kind of did take off, and what a short time it was before we started hearing from people who were strangers from around the globe.
My personal favorite story, without a doubt, is there was a guy who reached out to us. He was 21, he was in Canada, and he basically said that he'd been told by one of his teachers that he wasn't a school person. And so he just sort of went through the motions of high school, graduated from high school, and realized that the only options that were available to him were to work retail or to work construction. And then he heard us being interviewed, he picked up the book, and he emailed us because he wanted us to know that he was now in college and he had straight A's. This book is really, it's a mission. We have a cultural change that we want to bring about, and so we want to drive the ideas that empower people to take advantage of all of the great tools that are out there for them to articulate whatever vision it is that they have.
Amazon is really giving us a chance to democratize education. And that's what's exciting is, you can really do anything and you can push the world of books forward.